planning to retire with $500,000 or less, this video may save you years of regret. Most retirement advice online assumes million-dollar portfolios, perfect timing, and zero real-life stress. But moderate-income Americans face a different reality, where one mistake can quietly drain decades of work. I've watched people do everything right with investing, yet still struggle because they prepared too late. The biggest risk isn't the market, Social Security, or inflation. It's what you failed to secure before retiring. There are things you can still control today that dramatically reduce pressure on your future monthly income. These aren't luxury upgrades or trendy strategies. They're practical protections for real retirement life. Stay with me, because what you buy before retiring matters far more than what you invest afterward. Chapter 1. The real problem facing moderate-income retirees. The core problem most moderate-income retirees face isn't poor discipline, it's planning retirement like their paycheck will never end. When you're working, cash flow hides small mistakes, but retirement exposes every overlooked expense immediately. Many households focus on hitting a savings number and ignore how fragile monthly income becomes afterward. A $500,000 portfolio sounds stable until healthcare, housing, and family support start colliding at once. I've seen portfolios survive market drops yet fail because fixed costs were locked in too late. Retirement stress usually begins in the first 2 years, not the last 10, and that surprises people. This is when regret shows up, because adjustments are harder once income streams are fixed. Understanding this timing problem is the foundation for every smart decision you'll make next. Chapter 2. Portfolio management mistakes that show up too late. One of the biggest surprises in retirement is how differently a portfolio behaves when withdrawals begin. I've tracked real monthly portfolios where returns looked fine, but cash flow still felt tight. The mistake wasn't bad investing, it was ignoring sequence risk and withdrawal timing. Selling assets during down months quietly locks in losses that never show on annual charts. Many retirees also stay overexposed to growth because they fear missing out, not because it fits reality. I've seen people correct this only after their first stressful year, when damage was already done. Simple allocation changes before retirement often outperform complex strategies afterward. Managing money in retirement is less about beating the market and more about controlling stress. Chapter 3. The emotional shock retirement brings to families. Retirement doesn't just change finances, it changes identity, routines, and family dynamics overnight. Many people underestimate how unsettling it feels to stop earning while still spending every month. I've watched confident planners become anxious simply because deposits stopped hitting their accounts. Spouses often experience retirement differently, which can create tension around money decisions. Adult children may lean more on retired parents, assuming time now equals availability and support. These emotional pressures can quietly lead to overspending or risky financial choices. The hardest part is admitting fear, because retirees feel they're supposed to feel free instead. Recognizing this emotional phase early prevents money mistakes driven by stress rather than logic. Chapter 4. Social Security reality, budgeting truths, and dangerous myths. Social Security is often treated like a bonus, but for most moderate-income retirees, it becomes the backbone. I've reviewed budgets where Social Security covered stability, yet poor timing reduced lifetime benefits. Many people claim delaying always wins, but real-life health, job stress, and cash needs complicate that math. Another myth is that expenses drop sharply in retirement, when many actually shift instead of disappear. Healthcare, property taxes, and insurance often rise just as work-related costs fall away. Without a written monthly budget, retirees rely on hope rather than numbers, which creates anxiety. Small miscalculations here don't feel dramatic, but they compound every single year. Understanding what Social Security truly replaces and what it doesn't changes everything. Chapter 5. What real retirees learn from each other too late. Some of the most valuable retirement lessons don't come from advisors, they come from honest conversations. I've heard from retirees who wished they had paid off one more bill before leaving work. Others shared how downsizing earlier would have reduced stress, not lowered their lifestyle. Many admitted they followed confident voices online instead of people living their exact situation. Community advice tends to focus on survival, not optimization, and that's where the truth lives. These stories reveal patterns that spreadsheets never show, especially around regret and relief. What stands out is how often small pre-retirement choices created massive peace afterward. Listening to real experiences helps you avoid learning these lessons the expensive way. Chapter 6. Building a positive, low-stress retirement before the clock runs out. A stable retirement is built less on income growth and more on reducing future decision pressure. The most successful retirees I followed focused on simplifying life before their final workday. They entered retirement with fewer obligations, clearer systems, and realistic expectations. This allowed their money to work quietly instead of being constantly adjusted out of fear. Positive retirement planning means securing essentials first, not chasing perfection. When basic needs are already handled, portfolios can breathe and emotions settle. This shift creates confidence even during market volatility or unexpected expenses. Preparation done early doesn't just protect money, it protects peace of mind.